Hey! Hey, welcome to my channel, and if you don't know me already, I'm Chloe. And today we're going to be doing the Halloween spooky tag. Nobody's tagged me, but I thought I'd do it anyway, just as part of the You-tober videos. So let's get straight into the video. So the first question is, favourite horror or Halloween themed song? Now, there's quite a few to choose from, as I know quite a few. What do I choose? I do like Spooky Scary Skeletons. That one. I can't probably include it because of copyright, but if you know it, you know it. I can always tag it below. Listen to it when it's not Halloween, so probably that one. I do long songs from Nightmare Before Christmas by Tim Burton, such as The Oogie Boogie Man, This Is Halloween, all songs like that. Absolutely love as well. Next question. Name something you wouldn't want to run into in a dark forest or an abandoned building. I would probably say a cult, because that would be the scariest thing ever. Like a satanic cult. I've watched films about it. I've read about it. It is just really dark, and I don't think I could cope with that. I think I'd just be like, nope, bye. The next question, have you ever played with a Ouija board? No, and I never will. I'm too superstitious, too scared of the devil, too scared of demons to ever touch a Ouija board. People say it's a game, that it's not real, but there's too many stories based around it, too many people saying scary things have happened to them for me to ever be able to do that. Even if nothing happened, I'd be paranoid that a spirit somewhere heard it and then attached itself to me or to the house. I couldn't do it. Next question is, favourite horror monster or villain? That one's really hard, as I love my horror films, so there's so many. Well, my favourite horror film has to be the Saw franchise, so I'd probably go for Jigsaw. His whole concept of the films, the whole idea of him trying to teach people a lesson of you need to appreciate life because he's going through an ordeal himself. I don't want to ruin it too much in case you've never seen it, even though it's quite a big franchise. But yeah, probably Jigsaw is amazing. The next question, the creepiest thing that's ever happened to you while you were alone? I'd probably say I've lived for quite a while at my grandparents' before I moved out to the flat. I'd probably say whilst I was in my bedroom and nobody was home, I heard noises in the attic, like someone was walking around, literally walking around. I was convinced for a good hour or so, until somebody checked, that there was somebody living in the attic. And I've heard that actually happens to people, or I've heard stories of that happening, where squatters hide in your house to live there. No, I was so scared that that would ever happen to me. That was the scariest thing, I'd say. The next question, if you were dared to spend the night in a haunted house, would you do it? Yes and no. If I could bring people with me, then maybe, because I am quite... Although I'm really scared of things like that, I also am really interested, so I'd probably want to have that experience, but at the same time I'd be scared that they'd attach themselves to me. So I wouldn't be able to do it alone, that's for sure. I'd have to have people with me, like my partner or friends. Oh yeah, maybe. That's a maybe, I don't know. Next question. Are you superstitious? I just answered this before. I am very superstitious. This has come from my grandparents. They've always taught me superstitions. I always know all the different sayings, such as never break a mirror, you'll get 7 years bad luck, things like that. But like, so many superstitions they've taught me that people probably don't know about, such as if an elephant's got its trunk up, even if it's not real, it has to face the exit. The colour green is bad luck. I'm going to do a whole video, I think, based around superstitions, so stay tuned for that, as there's quite a lot that I've been taught from my grandparents, and I think it's quite a cool, spooky topic to dive into. The next question: do you ever see figures in your peripheral vision? Now, I haven't for a while, but when I was on one of my old antidepressants, actually, sertraline, when I was on sertraline, I weren't sure if it was the medication itself or just my mindset at the time, but I would always, like quite a lot, almost daily, see figures run past my peripheral vision, and then I'd look and there'd be nothing there. It'd always be something running or a figure walking past, and it'd always be quite like a shadow. And I have heard stories about shadow men, things like that, so that it really scared me at the time. Although I've not had it since I've been off that medication, so I'm not sure if it was the medication itself or whether it was my mindset at the time that played with me. But yeah, that really scared me. So I hope that doesn't happen again, to be honest. Which urban legend scares you the most? I got told this urban legend in primary school, so I was quite young. But I've always been into horror stuff, so I didn't expect it to scare me as much as it has. But the whole, I can't even say it now, I can't even talk about it, it scares me still, freaks me out. But the whole Bloody Mary thing, had to really, don't say it 3 times in front of a mirror, that urban legend really scares me, and I have no idea why, because I've heard so many other ones that haven't scared me and I've seen as ridiculous. But that one, I just envision the old Queen Elizabeth just appearing behind me when I look in a mirror. Even if I don't say it, I think about, what if I say it in my head by accident? Or my brain's thinking about it too much and she appears. Or anything like that. I'm so scared of that. As well as the fact that I saw the film Mirrors, which makes it even worse. Don't watch that if you're scared of mirrors. Really, it's horrible. And the next question: do you prefer gore or thrillers? I would say gore, as my favourite film is Saw, which is one of the goriest films you could probably watch. And I absolutely adore it. So, a bit sadistic, but I really like gory things, really like gory films. Just all the blood and just going crazy with that, with special effects. Love it. And I like watching the behind the scenes and how they achieve that as well. I'm really into my films, so I'm going to do a few videos based around making films, as I studied it at college, and I really want to delve into that world again. Specifically horror films as well. Thrillers I do like, as they build suspense and you're able to really be sucked into that moment, and it's slow and it builds up and you get a bit jumpy. But I feel like the gore element just really excites me, to be honest. It makes it a bit more like impactful. Next question: do you believe in multiple dimensions or worlds? See, me and my partner were talking about this, and my partner really believes in this and whole theory around it, as it's quite scientific as well as being a theory. I personally, I don't know enough about it to be able to talk about it. My partner would be amazing at talking about this compared to me. It is possible, as I guess you do, like moments with deja vu, moments where, like they say, the world, you are the earth, you are the world, you are the universe. It's hard to explain, it needs a full video, this whole thing. This question needs a full video within itself, so if you want to see that video, I will talk about it. And get my boyfriend to actually talk about it with me, so we can know what I'm talking about. But I think it's possible. I mean, I they don't know what's at the end of a black hole. I think that's a big thing. I think maybe that is the entrance to another dimension. Things like the Mandela effect, the fact that, I don't know, I need my boyfriend to explain it. Something about atoms, how they always split off. I don't know. But basically, I'm not sure. It is possible. Ever made a potion of any sort? This is a great question. Because when I was younger, I was obsessed with making potions. When I was about 6 or 7, quite young, my nan would give me I'd have a cauldron, like a pretend cauldron. I'd get, this sounds disgusting, but old food that was gone off, that we didn't want anymore, random things about the house that I could put in it, spices, water, anything I could get my hands on that I could mush up into a potion, I would put into this cauldron, and then I'd just mush it up and think I was creating some magical spell, and then that'd be it. My nan would have to get rid of that, and it'd be disgusting, it'd stink. I've no idea how I did it, but that would be something I used to do. So yeah, I guess I've made a potion. Not a real one, or ones that are in a book and meant to actually do anything, or have any spiritual element about it. But I made my own little version of a potion when I was younger, quite a lot. Next question. Do you get scared easily? I'd say no, because I've watched horror films since being about 5 or 6. I've watched horror films a long time. Horrors have never scared me, really, other than Mirrors and that one urban legend. And then when I've been on my own, I guess I've thought about when I was younger, I used to be scared of the devil massively because of religion. I used to believe heavily in it. Now I'm an atheist, so I've lost the fear as much as I used to have. But I still have that what if about demons and things like that. I can get scared, but not easily. Oh, the question, have you ever played Bloody Mary? No, and I've said it twice in this video now, so I'm scared. There better not be another question about this. But no, I've never played it because I am terrified of it. I think my mum played it in front of me to try and prove to me as when I was younger that it wasn't real. But I still didn't believe that it was fake. I still thought, no mum, you're gonna get something happen to you, or no mum, you haven't done it right. No, never played it, never will. Next question. Do you believe in demons / the devil? Well, like I've said, I am atheist, so I'm not majorly religious. Well, I'm not religious. But because of my background of religion with family, I have that little part of me that's believes slightly. Not necessarily in someone looking down on me sort of scenario, but I believe there is evil, and I believe more about energies and things like that. So if you bring negative, evil energies or positive, happy energies, that's what I sort of believe in. So yeah and no. Like, I do because I'm scared of it, but at the same time I don't. There's a lot we don't know, so I don't know. Hard question. You're home alone but you hear footsteps in your house, what do you do? Well, similar to the story I told before, freak out. Definitely. If I was certain that it was footsteps, like it wasn't just a creak from what could be a bird on the ceiling or a creak from just the house being old, then I would contact my partner, if he's not with me obviously because it says alone. So I'd contact my partner. If he didn't respond, contact a family member. They didn't respond and no one could come to the house for me, I would probably end up calling 999, and saying a burglar is in my house. And say that I'm alone. So yeah, hopefully then there would be someone there so I don't look like an idiot to the police, but yeah, that's probably what I'd do. More like realistic, real life reaction. I wouldn't then start throwing holy water or anything like that. Next question. If you got trapped in one scary movie, which would you choose? Ooh. See, a lot of my favourite horror movies I love watching, but I wouldn't want to be in them. So, not gonna base it off that, of being my favourite films. There's a lot of films where I reckon the people who are in it don't survive because they're stupid. And I reckon I'd be alright at getting through because I know all the rules. I know where they always go. So I know where not to go. So maybe like a killer one. But then... would it be interesting to be in a crazy film? I'd probably say Scream because I reckon I could get away from him. And also he's quite funny. The humour in that film is great. I don't actually see the Scream films as a horror film, so I'd probably go with that one. If you could wear only one Halloween costume for the rest of your life, what would you be? That's an easy question, as I only was one thing growing up, so I'd be a vampire. I used to have an obsession with vampires when I was a child. And when I talk obsession, I'd refuse to take my Halloween costume off, my vampire costume. My cloak was part of my identity when I was a child. I prefer the dark to the light, even though I was young. Yeah, I was a bit of a weird kid, to be honest. Would you ever go to a graveyard at night? Yeah. In a zombie apocalypse, what would be your weapon of choice? I'd probably say a chainsaw, as it can saw through a swarm of zombies really easily, and that'd be awesome. Or, when I was playing Xbox on a zombie game, can't remember the name of it, but zombie game, I would use a lawnmower to mow through all the zombies, and that was pretty cool. So either a lawnmower or a chainsaw, because they would both be sick. Would you rather go to a Halloween party or go trick-or-treating? Halloween party for sure. We used to do an annual Halloween party when I was younger and they were awesome. There's more to do. You get the treats there anyway. There's Halloween games, everything like that. Party. You're in a horror movie. Are you the final girl, the first to die, the comic relief, the skeptic, the smart one, or the killer? I'd like to say the smart one. Whether that's true, I don't know. But I'd like to say the smart one, as I've watched a lot of horror movies. And I reckon I'd be the one to know what to do, I guess. Do you have to watch something happy after watching a horror movie so you can go to sleep? No. I'd say no. I'd say I'm okay, because I've watched so many. I'd say I'm pretty good. So no. Whilst watching scary movies, are you the person who yells at the characters, the person with their eyes covered the whole time, or the person who falls asleep? I'm definitely the one to yell at the characters. They're so frustrating. When they're running away from a killer and they fall over thin air. What are you doing? My camera is being a nightmare today. The amount of times I've had to film this. It's just either not recording, my SD card corrupted. We're having a lot of fun, but hopefully this video doesn't go up too late because of this. Next question. Are you the one who gets scared or the one who does the scaring? Me and my dad used to do a walk around sort of thing. So like the haunted houses they do over in America. We used to do it as part of our Halloween party. So my dad used to dress up. I used to guide them through. There'd be things to crawl through, games to play. Like say a task, you have to find all the cards, for example. There'd be jump scares, my dad would jump out, it'd be amazing. So yeah, definitely the scaring. Favourite scary book? I have never read a scary book, I don't think. Unless you count murder mystery books, but I wouldn't really count them as the more detective sort of thing rather than scary. So yeah, I don't think I've ever read a scary book. Next question. How old were you when you saw your first horror movie? Well, like I said before, I was about 5 or 6, and I remember distinctively I used to sneak down the stairs, sit at the bottom of the stairs and watch a horror movie that my dad was watching. And one day my dad caught me and was like, confused as to why I wasn't scared or wanting to watch it. And from then on, I ended up watching horror movies with my dad. He wouldn't wait until I was in bed, he'd just put them on for us both. And I really enjoyed them. I watched them ever since. So yeah. Still, weird kid, but there we go. What was your first Halloween costume? Well, like I said, I was a vampire all the time when I was younger, so probably a vampire, if I'm honest. What are you going to be for Halloween this year? I haven't decided yet. I'm going to make a video on this, so stay tuned for that. I am going to maybe base it around the fact that I'm pregnant, so might be something to do with that, but I'm not too sure. Not too sure yet. And the last question, if you could have a Halloween pet, what would you pick? A black cat, an owl, a bat, a rat, or a wolf? I would probably choose a black cat because we have a black cat, Marley cat. You might have seen him in one of my previous vlogs. But yeah, we've got our black cat Marley. He does have some white patches, but he's majority black. So we've got our black cat already. And thanks for watching. It's been a great video today. Learned a lot about me, or little bits about me. Halloween is here, it's coming. I'm so excited. I don't really know what I'm doing for it, but I always like to do something spooky. And this journey of making these videos is making it fun. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video, as I'll be back tomorrow. Give this video a like, comment, subscribe, put the bell notification on, and I'll see you tomorrow.